It has begun. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Father, your senseless babbling is making me worry for your health.
Perhaps you were a bit too generous with the anesthetics, Lord Adorable.
I never babble. I am never senseless, and you should do nothing but worry about my health.
Then please start giving context to this cryptic rambling.
You are a spoiled little shit, Rogel.
Calling excrement spoiled is redundant. I also do not believe I am excrement, unless you have been keeping some truly awful secret about our inception.
Listen, sun creature. Do you remember when the unbound armies of the Inquisition stomped with their frilly little gumboots right into my imperial palace, under what I have a hard time calling the leadership of one Fyodor Karamazov?
Yes.
Hot stuff sent them all to the warp, as far as I recall.
Do not salivate over my son in the open, please.
Ooh.
Nevertheless, you are correct. Magni Magic cast circa 68.8% of the Inquisition into the Immaterium.
A big win for the Imperium, no doubt. There was surely no particular need for a supervisory force dedicated to the safekeeping of mankind's life force.
Before you go and skewer the remainder of your basic human decency by becoming unapologetic for the fucking Inquisition, hold on to your airy-stained memory caskets, for the Inquisition has returned from the warp.
What?
That is rather shocking.
And with them is also your brother, Leman Russ.
I say.
How do you know this, Father? Have you had a vision?
I am having one as we speak.
What is happening? This is no prank, is it? I am extremely perplexed and confused and redundant.
I can show you. It's the colored boy.
Wow! Would you look at that?
It truly is him. My brother, Leman. That stubborn wolf breed yet lives.
Did you really think anything less?
Of course not. But I am immensely happy to see it confirmed before my eyes.
Good save. I was just about to take personal offense. Now, prepare your peepers. We shall follow Leman and the Inquisition's process from this first-person perspective. Albeit muddled, we should get an idea of how they fare.
Say, whose perspective are we seeing this from?
Mine. Or, rather, Fyodor Karamazov's.
Both? How is that possible?
You will see.
Have you planted yourself in his brain?
Sort of.
Can you really fit?
Quiet.
I hope it's snug.
Damn it.
Cuddled up in there, touching his brain matter.
You are the worst.
Can you put me in Magnus's brain?
Fuck you. Immediate restraining order.
Restraint is not part of my vocabulary.
Neither is decorum and respectability. Now shut your face before I send your entire upper half of the warp for some one-on-one with that red screaming billy goat on the screen.
Hey! I hate you! You fucking open this gold thing right now! Right fucking now!
Clear as the driven snow. Fyodor, suffice to say, I find myself speechless, I must admit.
Yes, my son. As it is, as it were, I think I have proven my abilities.
I'm... Gold. That reality. What happened? Is it really true? Is this ragged, cherubim form will truly kill me?
But we have no time to settle. It is difficult to tell just how long this barrier will remain.
Yes. Good call. You're there, ovular one. What do your wee angry eyes see at the end of this passage?
It's hard to say, but there is an unidentified light source coming from the end of this passage. It's very bright and hot and radiates UV waves.
Bah! Don't sound so nervous, Canonus. No matter where it leads, it could not possibly be more treacherous than the wall. Onward, soldiers, for glory! Stand fast, soldiers!
Oh, how bright! Wasn't expecting to get my retinas burnt out today.
Canines! Place yourselves! That be it!
A triprismic dimensional mirror key to the center of a sun.
Son! Really? How did you know?
I found it on page 50 of this unpleasant record you threw at me.
Oh, a dome on the Dark Elder? You mean to say that they are in Kommoraге? That is what I was going to say.
And they are currently being welcomed by its most hazardous defense systems.
Son! And on this, the eve of my 40,000 straight exterminatus, I am happy to announce at long last my retirement.
Who put a glade-snailing sun at the end of the god-forsaken catacomb?
My teeth are melting!
Ah, this is proper now.
Pain is weakness leaving the body!
Oh, scions, come. You will be fine. Just walk it off, Sonny. Sonny. We have fun here.
Oh shit, I'm still alive. How did that happen?
Oh my lordy, lord! Is that the Emperor of Mankind? With a beard?
It really does seem like it is.
Fucking Nora!
Oh, as sweet as you are, pleasantries must be set aside for now. We shall be venturing forward, but heed, my children. We do not yet know where we have ended up, and I must warn you. I can sense the quivers of dark hearts in the shadows, beating with malevolence, fatalism, Dirax. Ooh.
What is this place?
Looks like the underhive of an underhive.
An underhive?
Thoughtful hosts have set up a sign for potential visitors. Through the warp gate.
Out in the street, they call it murder!
My lords, I have spotted a bright light! On my forehead?
Get ready for another fight, Captain Salt.
We have you in our sights, Monkai. Do not make any sudden movements, or we will quite literally shoot black holes at you.
Dark Elder?
Goodness. They are surrounded.
What weapons do those Dark Eldar carry?
Looks like they are packing the entirety of the Dark Elder's abhorrent arsenal. Analyzing their weaponry to judge the bearded triumvirate's survival chances would be wise. Just a moment.
And here, finally, we have it. Eternity Gate! Past its most reverent doorframe, the corporeal vessel of the Man-Emperor himself sits upon his throne,
an anchor from which stretches his all-encompassing...
Here. Read this detestable list, child.
Yes!
It offends my hypothetical lies.
This is the very reason for my existence!
Read it aloud for the people in the back.
The Drukari's arsenal consists of dark lances, agonizers, electro-corrosive whips, flesh gauntlets, chain flails, scissor hands, husk blades, hellglaives, punishers, stingers, destructors, crucibles of maledictions, combat drugs, gruesome talismans, hell masks, shadow fields... Terrafexes, horrorfexes, tormentor helms, masks of the damned, goblets of spite, shard carbons, splinter rifles, nightmare dolls, archangels of pain, torture amps, xenospasms, murder dick shooters, and by Macarius' saggy marble sack, could these weapon names be any more childishly grim?
Attaboy.
I hope Lehman can make it through this with naught but his
Sword of Bale Knight and Scorn Spitter?
Do you reckon you would with your...
Storm's Teeth?
Quiet, something is happening.
Yahar, human slime! Whoa, whoa! Hold your fire, you knuckle-dragon Monkai barbarians!
What is it doing?
It is trying to speak to them. Mistake number 1.
Yar, you are utterly surrounded, Hahar. You and the weak, pathetic, subsentient worms that constitute your ground forces have no hope for victory at this juncture, should you decide to resort to violence. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Ah, get off! Get off! Ah, get this oversized! Oh, my face! Oh, my face! Warriors!
Lehman, hold, if you will. These Stark Elder are acting atypical for their race, aren't they? Sorry, do you prefer Drukari? I've heard it said both ways.
Well, actually, I can explain it to you. Actually, we didn't come to fight you, just actually, if you just...
Oh, how I have missed Lehman.
My brain is horrified!
Do you know what? Given the soul-crushing amount of arbitrary deaths decent people die for no reason in this galaxy, it is surprisingly refreshing to see it happen firsthand to someone who absolutely deserves it.
Catch us off guard, obviously. Standard Elder strategy. They hope to catch us without the fight.
Have I died and gone to murder heaven?
That Deldar didn't die as instantly as I would have thought. Tanky little bugger, isn't he?
Lehman, I don't want to act all pushy, but we cannot afford to act hastily and endanger our pilgrimage to Terra.
Hold on. Lord Fyodor, what exactly are you trying to imply here?
Heed my word. I am not saying we trust these alien scum in any capacity. No offense!
None taken, dopeface.
For now, we should hear what they have to say.
What? You can't be serious, Lord Fyodor.
So deep into enemy territory, surrounded by hideous Xenos abominations.
I knew it was too good to be true! We have been played by the Crimson Demon! This is the behavior of a heretic! 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 Heretic!
Say, aren't you a bit longer to die?
Dying? No. Being viciously tortured in a homunculi Coven's flesh laboratories? Yes. Put me down for 20 throws.
I do not understand anything that is happening, and my body is convulsing irregularly.
Heretic! Heretic! I have an opinion, so shut your mouths! Oh, well, would you look at that? Ex-Inquisitor Cryptman! Well, on the subject of heresy!
My opinion is straight-laced, self-strangulating, sheepling-slapping heresy on anything even halfway logical is what brought us into this mess in the first place. Maybe taking 2 seconds to consider options that aren't purge these, cleanse that, and burn, burn, burn might prove beneficial, even if you don't wind up doing it.
Ah, greetings, Cripman.
Hello, Fielder. Nice hair.
Wow, thank you! I grew it myself somehow.
I like this crypt man.
Oh no!
You should not. He committed the largest genocide since the Horus Heresy in his efforts to repeal the Tyranids. He was exiled from the Inquisition for being too cruel.
I am sure it was nothing personal and totally necessary in the end.
Yes. No!
My lord, you can just retract your statement about liking him.
I never err in my judgments, you flabby-cock carpet. I am sure he is a very rational and sympathetic individual.
Oh, look at Cryptman! Hypocrite incarnate! Next you're gonna start saying your policy led to an inexcusable loss of human life! Not the other one!
Inquisitor Toddler on the ground is wrong. If anything, I feel the judgment of the Inquisition has been a bit of an underachiever in the areas of planetary devastation and other forms of healthy, constructive mass murdering.
I agree with Inquisitor Sunglasses.
And what have we here? Another of your irrational carnage cronies, Theodore?
While I have the utmost respect for you, Lord Russ, I resent 2/3 of the things that just came out of your mouth. I am very rational and independent with my mass murder. It's why when I heard of all the radical reformist hogwash coming out of Terra, I immediately knew something was amiss and decided to sneak along despite my retirement. That you had not noticed me until now only highlights your incompetence.
I noticed!
You do not count.
Alright!
Now then, Xenos, we need another one of you spiky reprobates to deliver us your demands.
Well, since you ask so nicely, well, it's surprisingly straightforward.
I doubt that.
Lord Vex was alerted the moment you triggered our defense systems. To be honest, we were sort of expecting an unstoppable horde of demons when the gate broke. We were pretty stoked about murder boning a bunch of temporal thought forms in the eyeballs.
You were stoked by this.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for everyone. Jabarian, were you stoked?
Hell yeah, my main MILF, I was pretty stoked.
Mestali, how about you? Yeah,
I mean, I get demons, I get them, but really, I wanted to commit a war crime today, you know, like against bleeding types, you feel me?
Yeah, nah, I feel that. So yeah, okay, I'd say most of us were reasonably stoked about it. 75% of us seems fair. I'm not gonna get them to raise their hands or anything.
And you wanted to talk with these quote-unquote people? The pain! Causing pain!
The prospect of skull-fucking demons aside, Supreme Overlord Vect has given us strict orders not to kill you and bring you to him for an audience.
So, you take us back to your presumably quite slippery master, and then what? We're all re- and de-castrated for the rest of eternity? Pardon my centillion. I am really sorry, but I am not seeing much reason to take you at your word.
Well, not all of you. Just you, Chair Bonkai. The rest of your forces will have to wait while Lord Vect parleys with you.
Oh, Emperor, please no.
And where would they be waiting exactly?
The arena, of course! You'll all be fighting to the death! It will be quite the spectacle! Come the fuck on! Vect wants a word with you and you expect us to immediately slaughter you wholesale?
Yes.
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 Yes! Yes! For the grace of Finlays, yes! You must think we've all contracted nerd-like hypersyphilis to be mad enough to trust an ill-begotten ilk. Eldar would never miss an opportunity to cause pain, mayhem, and suffering. You've got to be 13 wolves and gullible to discern good intentions from even a single one of their honeyed words. Phrases like delivery and audience are always euphemisms for tortured horribly for eons and eons, cause it tickles me weirdly. To your lot, if this isn't a trap, I'm gonna buy an entire living cat and not eat it!
I would be tempted to agree. Dealing with the Eldar is a very fickle prospect. They are prone to acting in ways that are countercurrent to their own self-interest, making you think that they're deceiving you, when in reality, they're being completely honest and counting on the fact that you think that they're lying to you, so that you'll completely discount the truth as the truth.
What was even a single word you just said?
Exactly! They engage in exasperating mental gymnastics like this all the time. It's why I prefer hunting Tyranids. They don't waste my time with all this thinking nonsense.
So, what say you, Cripman? Should we stay or should we go?
If I am being completely and thoroughly honest, I just wanted to stop the trigger-happy amateur hour from discounting our leadership for considering a slightly unorthodox position. Ultimately, the decision rests with you, Fyodor. Either way, we're probably all, in Eldar terms, boned.
I respect your candor, Cripman. I think, with all things considered at the moment, our best course of action is...
Choose very carefully, Fyodor. The consequences of your decision could see everything we fought for go up in smoke.
I do not see much of a choice in this. What do you reckon, Normal?
If I know my brother, they will fight to the death. None but the likes of Father could persuade him to do anything else.
They would not survive that. As stated in these filthy magazines you call Dark Eldar codexes, Commora is not your run-of-the-mill Xenos home world. It is an impossible dimension in the depths of the webway, able to house an entire star system's worth of these walking, talking spike maps. What different avenues name monolithic superslum, vast collections of morbid satellite realms that are, in reality, thousands of light years apart, are permanently shackled with through shimmering dimensional shortcuts. Its streets are an ever-changing clusterfuck of flesh halls, venom canals, and gravity-defying spires, all cobbled together on a scale incomprehensible to human minds. While the sweat goblins of Commora can navigate this bristling tumor on the webway themselves, our bearded triumvirate and their inquisitorial compatriots cannot hope to survive by simply fighting through it. They all may carry the willpower necessary to survive the warp, but surviving the physical horrors of Commora is another pain regimen entirely.
But the Grey Knight Komodo Drago was just able to detonate a sun! I saw him defeat Magnus the Red effortlessly in a single bar motion. How could these deviant tots possibly pose a challenge not only him, but Limit Russ as well?
In addition to the Dark Eldar being marginally more intelligent than a celestial entity, and certainly more cunning than my baby Magnus, in the midst of a temper tantrum, you are not only forgetting that Calder Drago decidedly brandishes the brain power of a rock, but also the population dynamics required for such a thought-marred quasi-realm to exist in the first place.
Could you clarify, my lord?
My bite is at last pain slowly cracking.
You see, my uninformed companion, the Dark City is not simply the capital world of the Dark Eldar. Rather, it is a location wherein almost every single Dark Eldar barring comparative small exiled populations live and operate. As such, even though the Dark Eldar are likely one of the most numerically inferior races in the galaxy, banding together in such a manner makes Commora more or less an unbreakable fortress that no one can really deal with. In fact, the only successful invasions of Commora have either been 1. Extremely short with a single, limited goal in mind. 2. Hilariously karmic demon incursions that generally exist to ruin one guy in particulars. Or 3. Assaults that are, unknown to the invaders themselves, pre-planned and invisibly coordinated by the Dark Eldar in order to murder potential political and military opponents without actually getting their shitty little claws dirty. The Dark Eldar have seen to it that even if our primary goal was to eliminate their race, mustering the resources necessary to level Kommora would leave the Imperium critically open to its numerous other aggressors. Even in the best case scenario, it would certainly be more trouble than it is worth.
Then, their escape from the Imperium was for naught. The Wolf King's return is not a return at all.
I do not like this situation.
Do not worry your tiny little skulls. Kommora may be unbreakable playing by our rules. But fortunately for us, things are going just as planned.
You what, mate?
I have come to a decision.
And it will be painful.
We will...
Extremely, terribly, horribly painful.
Follow them.
Alright, you good-for-nothing dungus. Listen up! You heard the man. Not sure I am unconditionally agreeing to this, but we're temporarily not murdering the Eldar. We will petition their leader for safe passage, and if he refuses or otherwise screws us over, we will summarily show them the might of Imperial scheme.
So, like, am I actually going to have to be the straight man here and pointing out how bad this idea is? It feels...
Oh, it's a terrible idea. Both our options are terrible ideas. But I'd relax just a tiny little bitty tiny little itty bitty bit. There's a reasonable precedent for this sort of thing.
There is?
There is.
There is.
Well, rumor has it that the cult Mechanicus sometimes hires Dark Eldar to help repair the Golden Throne.
Ah, that should be good.
I am rather confused.
Why would Lehman Russ and the Inquisition agree to this without violent interjections?
Do we really invite Dark Eldar here?
As I said, things are going exactly as planned.
Care to tell us what this plan is?
You are watching the plan unfold.
I do not see a plan. I only see terrible decisions being made.
This plan is entirely based on terrible decisions being made.
I am... confused.
Welcome to the club, I am the head!
You see, my boy, a certain group of Eldar are having a bit of a birthday party planned. A divine birth ousted from copious amounts of dead souls, ironically. Seeing as I am a connoisseur of all things soul-slattered and skull-covered, I figured I would have someone representing yours truly go snatch up the title of emissary for this up-and-coming birthday god. It is only my right. Ho 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 ho.
I hate cinematic cliffhangers.
Who is hanging from a cliff?
You know, terrifying Wolfman, I'm surprised you took us up on that offer. I assure you, trusting us, the Dark Eldar, is a decision that will not bite you in the ass immediately.
I'm actually pretty sure it will in some capacity. But luckily for me, if you try any of your hall-mounted Carly Cook drivel, or close personal friend Caldra Drago, just say the son. If we ask him nicely, he could spit it right back out for us.
I think we should help the poor boy.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, wow is very right.